It blasted its way into number 5 by unloading a reign of terror, the M134 minigun. Don't let the name fool you. There's nothing mini about this monster. It shoots the 7.62 NATO cartridge. Lots of them. 3,000 to 4,000 rounds per minute, with an effective range of 1,094 yards. The M134 minigun is an evolutionary development of the Civil War era. It traces its design back to the original Gatling gun, developed by Dr. Richard Gatling in 1861. 100 years later, the weapons branch of General Electric began designing an externally powered Gatling-type machine gun to be mounted on gunship aircraft.
One of the earliest applications for the minigun was using an old C-47 cargo airplane from World War II. The Air Force mounted a number of them out the side and created the very first gunship, known as Puff the Magic Dragon.
In the 1960s, the Vietnam War was raging. U.S. forces relied on helicopters to get soldiers and equipment in and out of dangerous landing zones. The minigun changed the game by using its high rate of fire of 3,000 to 4,000 rounds per minute to drive back the enemy hidden in the dense jungle.
It would put out such an amazing volume of fire that ground troops firing AK-47s and even small machine guns would just be wiped out by it.
If there was a firefight and a helicopter came in with miniguns, there was pretty much nowhere you could hide.
The minigun also unleashed a barrage of psychological warfare against the Viet Cong.
They feared the minigun. The minigun, when it's fired, it doesn't even sound like a gun. It sounds like a chainsaw. It has a massive flame that comes out of the end of the barrels. So the psychological effect had a huge impact on the Vietnamese.
If you want to know what whoop-ass comes in, this is the can right here.
The 6-barrel design is crucial because of the minigun's high rate of fire.
If all 3,000 to 4,000 rounds a minute were shot through one barrel, the barrel would melt. So that's why it has 6 independent barrels. It also has a DC motor that runs the gears. The motor runs at a high rate of speed. That's how we get 3,000 to 4,000 rounds a minute out of the minigun.
Dan Fassler puts his Marine Corps training to work and takes the minigun for a test drive. Unfortunately, the original weapons produced by General Electric had problems with jamming.
But the newer units being produced by Dillon Aero down in Arizona have eliminated the vast majority of those problems, and today it's considered a very reliable first-class weapon.
Today, the M134D is used by the U.S. and British Navies and Special Ops teams to protect ships at sea.
This weapon is the fastest weapon available, and it is awesome.
It is a dominating weapon. It shows up on the battlefield, people are going to leave because you're going to win.